Alright guys, so how's it going this evening? So it's just windy out and we're getting ready for some pretty big thunderstorms tonight. I don't know. We'll see what the hell happens, I guess. But give you guys a quick river update. I know I haven't actually made a video on the water itself, but it hasn't risen much since yesterday, if at all. I got a fence post that's about that much is sticking up out of the water yet. But I think with this heavy rain that we're going to get tonight, it probably will make it rise a little bit more. You can hear the wind. So she's pretty nasty. So oh yeah, hurricane force winds and everything else. So I got the Tahoe out because I just got done doing another installation on this damn thing. I'm not done with it though. So we this is part of it right here, but I think I'm gonna have to put a self-tapping screw in there because the stickiness is nowhere near enough to hold the weight of the monitor. Yes, a little monitor goes here. So I think I'm just going to have to run a self-tapping screw in here. I wanted to put it up here, but I think Minnesota is pretty strict on crap and having on your windshield, on your dash. And yeah, I think it would have been alright here, but it's just, I didn't want to get bothered too much by them. So technically this is the monitor right here, and this is pretty much what it would look like once it's installed. Yes, it does block the radio knob, but I don't really use the radio a whole hell of a lot anyway. So this is the, I think that's pronounced Pyle PLCM7500 7-inch monitor in color. So I have it wired into the cigarette lighter, just an adapter thing. It would be pretty much impossible to hardwire, and I don't think I want to do a hardwire anyway, because this way I can just unplug it when I don't think I'm going to use it, save on a little bit of power. And these plugs down here are hot all the time, and I don't really want to send power to the monitor, you know, and the camera 100% of the time. So you know, like if this blazer, let's say if this blazer sat for, you know, for a couple of months, then I'll just unplug that and save me the bullshit of wearing out my battery. So, but yeah, the sticky stuff's not quite as strong as I was hoping. I don't know, I might try some Gorilla Glue next. So it looks like it's just peeling away from the actual the plastic thing, separating from the sticky thing there. So probably won't hurt to maybe put some Gorilla Glue on that and then see if that'll stiffen it up quite a bit. I don't know. If not, then I'll just have to run a self-tapper through it, and then that'll be done. I don't think I'll need a second one. So, but yeah, so had to move my cell phone holder over a little bit more. The clock is still in the same place, but this is what the monitor looks like. Like I said, I still gotta do some work yet. It's just probably yeah, okay. So just turn it on. So it does have the lines on there, but it doesn't have the beepy thing to warn you how close you're getting to anything. Not that I'm aware of, because there's nothing here to turn it on or off. So there's just basically your colors and your tint and, you know, your monitor color or your monitor settings. And another stupid thing is too is that this thing came with a freaking remote. Yes, you heard me, a wireless remote. I have no use for it because everything's right here within, you know, hand's reach anyway. I mean, if it was way off in the corner or something, then I probably would use the remote, but it's not going to do any good if it's going to be way the hell over there. So, but you can rotate the screen and you can even narrow it up. So you can make it narrow. I have no clue what that would be used for. I have no clue at all. So, and like I said, you can also flip it, rotate the screen and whatever else. I guess it really depends on how you're mounting it, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I've had this since roughly October, but I just never got around to installing it because the cold weather hit and then froze my balls off. So now you notice that this stays on all the time. Well, that's because that's the way I have it wired. Most people would wire them, well, how they recommend it anyways, to be wired to your reverse lights. And I think there's a little green wire under here. Sure, I guess I can't do that. I got this little thing here, but can't lose that because I need it. So since I learned there's a new compartment under here, this is where I've stored my mess of wires. There's this green wire, which I think is your trigger wire, and I think, I'm not even sure what it does. I think it's for your reverse lights. So when you put it into reverse, then it tells the monitor to come on, because it's wired to that. I think the camera would get power first. You know, when you go into reverse, it would kick the camera on, and then it would, I think, tell the monitor to come on. I don't know, but I have it wired, hardwired. Well, I'm not really sure because there is a power wire here for the camera as well. So I'm not really sure how it does, but how this works. The instructions are shit, so it doesn't really explain nothing for me. But basically, there's two power wires that I tied together, and then obviously I connected it. And then the ground, there's only one ground, and that is, well, there's technically two grounds. There's one right here, and there's one on the back of the camera, which I have mounted, grounding to the license plate. You know, the license plate and the mounting screws and stuff. So it's all hardwired, or it's all grounding to that, and it seems to be doing just fine. So, but yeah. So, but it turns on pretty quick though. There's no delay in it, which is, you know, kind of the point of it. So there really shouldn't be a delay in it if there's, you know, if it's a backup camera. But she's hardwired to stay on all the time. Excuse me. It's definitely a pain in the ass to wire this. I had to drill a hole behind the taillight. I had to actually take my taillight off, drill a little hole through the taillight, run my wires through there, and then in the tailgate, I pulled the back panel off, which I hate doing because I'm afraid I'm always gonna break something. But I removed just enough to see what I was doing and snake my big fat hands around in there and run some wiring and whatever. I didn't take it completely off, so I seem to get screwed when I do that. So I just pulled enough off. I noticed that it's from the factory, but they don't use it. On your license plate, you have, it's actually a total of 4 holes. You put 4 screws in for your license plate, but 2 of them are not being used, so you only use the upper 2. The lower 2 don't do anything. But I guess depending on state and countries, you need 4 instead of 2. But I used one of the lower ones to run my wire through. So it'll come from the camera, and then it's going to go into the tailgate, run along in between the tailgate and the paneling, and then it goes along the strut for the lift on the gate. It goes along there, and then it goes behind my taillight. I drilled a hole, ran through my taillight, and I got it running out the side of my panel right now where I don't have that cover. And then I did what I had to here. So most people would not hardwire them. They would just have them come on with the reverse lights, but I kind of would rather have it on all the time. Not that I'm going to need it on all the time, but I just need it on for, well, safety reasons. If I'm out in the rain and let's face it, these mirrors are useless. I've noticed in this Tahoe, this mirror is useless. I mean, I think it's mostly because I got tinted windows in the back, which I like, but it makes it a little bit harder to see things, you know. So I mean, you still use it, obviously, and of course my side mirrors, I use them, but I can't see behind me. I can't see who's behind me. I can't see if I'm going to bump into something. You know, it's impossible with these big bulky machines. And even the Pontiac, it's a bitch. I wanted to put one in the Pontiac, but I wanted to get a smaller one. They make much smaller ones. This is the 7-inch monitor. I think they make bigger ones too. Bigger monitors. I think they go like up to all the way up to like a 10-inch or something, which I don't know if I really need anything that big. And they go all the way down to, I think, like 3.5 inches, you know, screen size wise. So I think, you know, this is what they had. And I think I bought this thing off of Northern Tool. I'm pretty sure that's where I bought it. So, but that's where it's roughly going to sit. It's not in the way of anything important. I mean, it's just in the way of the radio controls. Well, like I said, I don't really bother the radio controls too much. And most of the buttons that I need anyway to operate the radio are right here. And then these buttons right here, your presets. Those are really the only ones I touch. This is your tuner. I mean, I use it, but I don't use it enough to really justify, you know, leaving it exposed. I mean, if it's behind the monitor, it's behind the monitor, so no big deal. But I was going to put it over here some more, but then, you know, it's the further away it is from you, then the harder you're going to see it. I was going to put it right here, but then it's too close to the shifter, and then it's going to block radio controls. And plus, I need this spot for my mic for when I get my GMRS radio installed. That's where I'm going to put my mic. So, yeah. But for the bulk of the stuff I use, you know, it's all still within easy reach. I don't know how long I'll rock this cell phone holder. I do like it, but I might try to find something else. Something that actually does maybe mount to the dash or something. I don't really know. Because I might maybe mount it over here. I don't know. So I haven't really tried it yet, you know, with both in here, because this is not done. This needs to get glued on there better or something. Something needs to happen there. So, and then put the monitor on, and then it should be good. So I haven't tried night vision yet. I don't even know if this damn thing has night vision. I mean, it's still in color, so I don't know when it will exactly switch over to night vision. I'll find out when I go park it in the garage and I put the door down, see if it switches over to night vision. I don't think it said anything about night vision, but it's got the lines there, but it doesn't have the beepy sound. It's got a mic on it, but I don't know if the mic is actually there. It's got the holes for a mic, but I don't know if it's actually there. or what. So unless there's no other buttons or anything to turn it on or off. So, and I know that it probably would have beeped at me or something because I had the garage door down when I was installing this, and I turned it on and it never beeped at me. So I'm guessing it doesn't have the beeper on it, but I don't really need it anyway. So the lines are probably more than enough, and I probably don't even need them really, but it's good enough. So, but that's it there. That's the Pyle, I guess that's how you pronounce it. 7-inch backup camera. Disconnect the power so I don't kill my battery. Yeah. So the worst thing was figuring out how to run the wiring. That was pretty much the worst thing. I wasn't really sure what the hell I was going to do. And what's so hard about it too is that the wiring, the wiring for it, like the power wires and everything, they're just so bloody tiny that it's hard to really, it's pretty much impossible to put any kind of nuts on it or any kind of connectors. Yeah, I don't have my shop power plugged in, but now what I did for temporary, because I wasn't sure, I got a deer behind me sleeping right there. What I ended up doing was, because there's, it's basically one wire, but you got connectors on both ends. For the power, because they didn't have any connections, you have to either put your own on, or you have to just hardwire it somehow. I actually put connectors on there. They're not the best connectors in the world, but they are there. I think it just flopped right over. But what I did is I put connectors on there, and then I ran the wires to make sure everything was correct to how I liked it. And then once I did that, I actually just left the connectors on there, but I wrapped it up in electrical tape, so obviously it can't short out to anything. And that's pretty much it. So if I do have to pull the wires for some reason, I can still, that's all I gotta do is unwrap the tape and pull the connector, and then good to go. So, but yeah, that was long overdue to put installed, but we're getting closer to having this thing done. All I got left to do now is I still got to get that other LT sticker. I haven't done that yet. And then sometime this fall, or maybe even going to next winter, we'll get the brush guard put on this thing, or at least order it. And then, it'll be good. So, but I guess, guys, I'm going to take off. I just wanted to give you guys a little video there on that, and a flood update. The river hasn't risen much. I think it's going to now with this rain that we're getting. We're talking some pretty heavy rain, but how much we'll get, I don't know. That's still up in the air. So, yeah. But yeah, I guess I'm going to grab. Oh, I can't because I don't have light. Shit. Maybe I can. Let's see here. Did I ever put them away? Should be it, yeah. I need a self-tapping screw, so I just grabbed one. Luckily my bag was still out. I'm going to grab one anyway, just in case I need it, but I'm going to try some Gorilla Glue and see if I can get that to stick a lot harder, a lot better anyway, and if it's not, well then I got a self-tapping screw. So, not what I wanted to do. Self-tapping screws will be last resort, but I got a feeling I'm going to end up doing it anyway. So, alright guys, I'm going to take off, so I guess I have a good day and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching guys. Take her easy.